everyone, welcome back. As some of you may know, there was a pretty significant Melee tournament that happened this past weekend. Genesis, slightly less importantly. Just kidding. It was also Hugo's or HugS's? Is that right? It was also HugS's birthday. Now, I didn't end up going to Genesis, so I missed Hugo's birthday. So next time I saw him, I wanted to get him like a little birthday gift. Well, I wasn't gonna buy him beer. That just seems like the gateway to getting him a gift he wouldn't like. We have very different beer tastes. So little old crafty me was like, let's make him a birthday gift. And then extra me was like, yeah, let's make him a birthday gift, but make it light up. And so, welcome to this video. If you happen to be a Smash Melee fan, you may know that he mains Samus, Pink Samus in particular. So basically what I wanted to do was make a piece of Samus art. I wanted to simplify the Samus and make it a lot of basic shapes, and then make the visor and the gun part light up. Spoiler alert, I actually have no idea what I'm doing, and that is the case most of the times I make things. So let's go. So the first thing I did was, of course, go get some supplies.
Plywood. I'm looking for balsa wood. Here you go. They have lots of different thicknesses, but since I want to cut it with scissors, I'm going to go for the thinnest one. I love black canvases. I wanted cool white lights. They preserve the color more, but warm white, I think, well, it has to do. I don't have a choice. They don't have cool white.
So I printed out these pictures of Samus art. I wanted to do something where I could really make the gun light up, so we're gonna go with this one.
So the first thing I did was trace out the main shapes of the Samus art so I could simplify the design. Next, using scissors, I cut out those main shapes from the paper so I could use them as templates for the balsa wood. There weren't that many pieces, but as I cut all of these out, I laid them out to make sure I remembered where they went. Next, I unwrapped my black canvas and laid it all out to make sure it fit. Then I realized I forgot to cut out the holes where things would be glowing, so I did that. Then I just traced the shapes out onto my balsa wood.
Now for the fun part. I'm trying not to stab this table.
And used this box cutter to cut the shapes out.
I'm like leaning so much when I pull this through the wood that I'm like about to tip my chair over. First one. Ah, ah.
I'm expecting that to go well.
The wood is pretty soft, which is what makes it great for crafting like this, so it wasn't that difficult to cut it with the box cutter.
I didn't cut one of the parts and don't snap. Everything is fine. Okay.
I was originally going to do more layers, but I decided to keep it pretty simple. I did, however, add this circle for the tip of the gun to help with the perspective. And then laid it out again to make sure it fit.
Warm up faster!
Using the hot glue gun, I then glued that circle piece to the gun shape and glued all of those wooden shapes directly to the canvas. The great thing about black canvases is that if you want a dark background like I did here, I didn't have to prime the canvas first.
Samus!
Then I traced out the shape of the visor as best I could from the back of the canvas and used a box cutter and scissors to cut away the canvas right where I wanted the visor to glow. I did the same with the gun, but this is where I realized that the hole was so low that you could see the wood. I then glued down some pieces of blue cellophane I had on hand. You have to be kind of careful here because cellophane melts really easily under heat, and yeah, you can see it melting a little here. I used a white piece of paper to act as a diffuser for the lights so you wouldn't see the individual light bulbs quite as much. I then repeated the process at the bottom, but ended up ripping this out later.
I'm having issues putting this last battery in. I can't get it in, seriously. Oh, got it.
After a little bit of difficulty, I did get the lights turned on and started trying to figure out how I wanted to get them through the gun and to the visor. I decided to mimic the effect of a building charge shot by crumpling some cellophane and then hot gluing it around that opening on the gun.
It's time for the big guns now.
And yes, then I broke out the heat gun to blast it with some heat, melting it a little and giving it a more organic, melty look. And then I shoved the lights through to check out how it looked. I think I ended up adding a little bit more blue cellophane through the back to diffuse the light a little bit more blue, but it turned out pretty great in the end. After figuring out how many lights I had left for the visor, I folded the wires over so all the light bulbs were in one spot to create that gradient visor look. I then glued them down with a little bit of space between the lights and the canvas to help diffuse the light even more. It lights up! Ah! We managed to finish hot gluing everything before I ran out of the singular glue stick I had. All of my glue sticks were donated to the cause. Donate Winter Wonderland prop building. I own a lot of pink, guys. Do you see this? Just so you know, pink is one of my least favorite colors. Why? Why do I have this? Well, we have very many options to choose from. All right, what other colors is she? Is this another pink? No, that's orange. Okay. After gathering the appropriate paint colors, I cut off a piece of the balsa wood to use as a palette. I darkened my red a bit and then used a lot of water to really thin out the paint. I really liked the way the wood looked and wanted to preserve the grain, and so this way it was more of a stain rather than painting it one solid color. And then did the exact same process for the pink and green. This is my new modern art piece. The title, I'm either debating between Untitled #2 or Nice Shot, Hugo.
I was gonna go with 7 Place at Genesis 5.
Here's the completed piece. Oh wait, it's not done yet. I gotta sign it. Where is, do I have a metallic Sharpie?
I feel like you've definitely bought some in the past. Oh, also I found your electrical tape.
Sign it in pink paint. Wait, it's not done yet. Now, it is done. Alright guys, here is the finished Samus piece. I'll be giving it to Hugo the next time I see him, which of course I will film. We're at Friday Night Turnip.
Try the all-new BMW X3. Dude, that's awesome. Listen, you've all got to make choices.
Happy birthday!
You got $5. Just make a random meal $1 minute bingo.
And then I made a video out of it.
Better way to spend $5.
no one's
Only Carl's Jr.
Okay, it's literally right there. We're watching it here.
Yeah, we're watching it like 10-15 seconds delayed too.
Using the Samus painting as a phone stand.
That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed, please be sure to like and subscribe. And if you didn't enjoy, well, I hope you miss all of your charge shots for the rest of your life. But for now, Ames out.